History is often presented to us as a complete story, a straight line from ancient times to the modern day. Yet, when we look closely, we find cracks, mysteries, contradictions, and missing pieces. Among the most puzzling of these is the story of a forgotten civilization, Tartaria. An empire once marked boldly on maps, yet today erased almost entirely from official history. This is the tale of the forgotten empire. When we think of great civilizations, names like Rome, Egypt, or China quickly come to mind. But in centuries past, explorers, cartographers, and travelers spoke of another vast realm, Tartary. On maps from the 16th, 17th, and even 18th centuries, Tartaria stretched across a massive expanse of land covering much of Central Asia, Siberia, and beyond. It was not shown as a small tribe or scattered nomads. No, Tartaria was depicted as a structured, recognized empire with borders, cities, and networks of trade. For people of that time, Tartary was no mystery. It was known, it was recorded, and it was respected. But then something strange happened. By the 19th century, the name Tartaria began to vanish. New maps replaced it with other names: Russia, Mongolia, China. Historians began to describe it as nothing more than a vague term, a misunderstanding, or even a myth. And slowly, the great empire that once dominated half of Asia was erased from memory. But how can an empire so vast, so visible, simply disappear? Some historians argue that Tartaria was never a unified empire, only a general label used by Europeans to describe the unknown lands of the East. Perhaps that is true. Yet the deeper one looks, the stranger the story becomes. Old records mention cities of wealth and technology, grand architecture, and cultural achievements that do not fit with the official narrative of nomadic tribes. Some even claim that Tartaria possessed knowledge of free energy, advanced building techniques, and technologies we have yet to fully understand. The architecture is one of the most striking clues. Across Russia, Central Asia, and even parts of Europe, there stand enormous buildings, cathedrals, towers, and palaces that seem far too advanced for their time. Their domes, arches, and intricate designs suggest a level of engineering mastery that rivals modern construction. Yet we are told these were all built in just a few decades during the 18th or 19th centuries. Is it possible they are far older? Could they be the last remnants of a forgotten empire? And then there are the maps. Hundreds of them, created by respected cartographers, showing Tartaria as clearly as we see France or Spain. Were all these mapmakers mistaken? Or did later generations deliberately erase the truth? The silence in modern textbooks is deafening. While children learn of the Roman Empire and the Mongol hordes, the word Tartaria is almost never mentioned. Why would an entire empire be removed from history? The answer may lie in power. If Tartaria represented a culture of independence, advanced knowledge, or a system outside the control of the ruling empires of Europe and Asia, then erasing it would be convenient. By rewriting history, those in power could shape the story of human civilization to suit their needs. After all, if people believe their ancestors lived only in hardship and ignorance, they will never question the authority of those who claim to lead them into progress. But the traces remain. Old manuscripts, forgotten engravings, and ruins scattered across vast lands whisper of a time when Tartaria was real. These whispers invite us to look again, to ask uncomfortable questions, and to wonder what else we may have been told to forget. Tartaria may be gone from the pages of modern history, but its shadow lingers. And it is in the shadows that the most fascinating stories are found. Was it a real empire? Was it a label for something even larger, a worldwide civilization connected by trade, technology, and ideas? Or was it a threat to the narrative carefully built by the rulers of our world? As we uncover the story of the forgotten empire, one thing becomes clear. History is not as simple as we are told. Beneath the surface lies a hidden world waiting to be rediscovered. Tartaria may be forgotten by the history books, but it has not been forgotten by time. And as long as questions remain, the truth will continue to call out to us from the silence of the past. This is only the beginning.